my name is Chloe, and today I'm here with my November in and out. So if you've not seen one of these videos, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you everything that I'm hauling for the month, as well as everything that I'm unhauling. And it is November 22nd, so we actually have 8 days left, and I'm not confident that this is going to be the end of the hauls, because you guys, I am just in a spot here. This is a big month for hauls, and I'm blaming Laura from Laura's Lovely Library, because she and I exchanged Pangos, and we just sent each other anything that we wanted. And because we both were like, hey, I'm thinking that I might take my Pango down just because I'm tired of messing with it. I'm tired of storing all the books, all the things. And she's like, yeah, go through mine. I'll send you anything, and vice versa. And so we each sent each other a box, and I got a lot of books from her. I'm also starting a Christmas shop. So some of these books are for my kids that are for Christmas. So I'm going to try to talk a little bit quietly about them. We also celebrate Jilla Bókasflóð, and that is a holiday. I believe it's Norwegian, maybe, or something. Icelandic. I can't remember. I should probably know. I'll brush up on it before we celebrate it. But it's a cozy holiday. And so it is a tradition in which usually I think it's done Christmas Eve. They give each other books and just spend the evening being cozy. And we don't do it on Christmas Eve. We typically do it sometime in that week between New Year's and Christmas. Just with the intention of like making the season last just a little bit longer and having a day of cozy. All leading up to Christmas is so chaotic, and then that week seems to be so peaceful, and so we do that then. So I always get the girls a book or book series for that day. So I'm going to try to talk kind of quietly as we go through these middle grades, and then we'll go through all the adult books. So first are just a stack that I think we've gotten from the library, Friends of the Library book thing. So we have the book report from the Black Lagoon. I have not read a Black Lagoon book since I was a child, and so I hope these are good, but they're so tiny. I didn't realize how tiny they were. There's that. Then I was sent this from the publisher. So this is an arc of The Black Market by Jed Alexander. So it says From Tricks to Trouble. And unfortunately, I did not get to it before Halloween, but it sounds like a perfect Halloween book. When Martin's great aunt brings him an unusual pair of shoes, Martin is determined to find the strange marketplace where she bought them, the Black Market, a constantly relocating swap meet where the world's strangest items are exchanged by some suspicious characters. Though his aunt swore him to secrecy, he enlists the help of his best friend Jess to find the Black Market on Halloween. Soon, Martin has traded his shoes for the legendary bag of tricks, an assortment of pranks with unbelievable effects on their victims. Together, Martin and Jess begin a campaign of hilarious stunts: soap that turns Martin's dad's skin red, plants that grow out of a dog-hating neighbor's ear, but soon discover that the bag of tricks may come with a price. Author-artist Jed Alexander's debut middle-grade novel is filled with scares, relatable kids, one dastardly villain, floating pets, and many uncanny tricks. So, like I said, I'm really bummed I did not get to this in time for Halloween, but it's going to stay on my shelf for next Halloween, and I'm excited to read it. Then we have Bethany the Ballet Fairy. My kids love this Rainbow Magic series. Then Flat Stanley, the African Safari Discovery. We like these Flat Stanley Worldwide Adventures. They tell just enough information about whatever location to kind of make you interested, but there's that. Then Calendar Mysteries, New Year's Eve Thieves. I love these books. Very festive. And then we have Welly Wishers, the Muddly Puddly Show. My girls love these books, and they are a part of like American Girl. They're a part of American Girl, and yeah, we like them so far. Then last for this section is Andy Shane is Not in Love, and I don't know what this is. We have an Andy Shane book, and these are obviously very early chapter books, but I don't know what this is about, and we'll see, I guess. It doesn't have a synopsis or anything. I truthfully don't know where this came from, because books about kids in love and stuff, I usually don't buy these books, so I will read it and then we'll see. Okay, now comes to the Christmas gift section. So if I have to stop abruptly, it's because I'm being interrupted, but they're in the basement playing. So first I got the rest of the Kicks series. So it's a 12-book series, and we were missing all of these. This is by Alex Morgan, who is a United States soccer player. And yeah, the girls love these. So there's that. And then a new series that I found out from Lindsay from Books for Christian Girls. We've got Riley May and the Rock Shocker Trek. This is a Faith Girls book, and the Good New Shoes series. So I got 3 of those off of Pango, or off of Thrift Books actually. So these, if you've read these, let me know. And then these ones are all Christmas books. So we have Horrible Harry and the Christmas Surprise, New Year's, the New Year's Eve Sleepover from the Black Lagoon. This, On Christmas Eve by Ann M. Martin. I didn't even know this existed, so I'm really excited about that. Home for the Holidays, and this is just a bunch of, is it just one book maybe? I don't know. This was a library book they'll find. And then last is Miracle on 34th Street. And I didn't realize this was a book like this. So this is really exciting. And I love Tommy DePaula. So there's this. So those are the middle grade books. Now let's talk about the adult books. And you guys, most of these are from Laura. Not all of them, but most of them are from Laura. So if you don't know her, please go down and check her out. I will have her link down below. But let's grab the books. All right. Well, here we are, covered in books. Let's reconvene before I drop all these. Let's start with the easy ones, because these are ones I've already read that I wanted to have a copy for my shelf. So she gave me Relish, My Life in the Kitchen by Lucy Knisley, and Something New. I love Lucy Knisley. She is a graphic novel artist that I just love. I've read both of these and really, really enjoyed them. She writes graphic memoirs. So this is about her life basically as a foodie, and then her life as a newly married. It says Tales from a Makeshift Bride. So I love these, and I'm really happy to have them on my shelf. Then I have Falling by T.J. Newman. I loved this book. I don't understand why she unhauled it, because I loved this book and I want to read more. This should be a movie. It's fast action. So good. So good. And then One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I have read this and I enjoyed it. I have not read on in the series, but I think if I owned them, I would. So maybe I'm just going to start picking them all up because I have a problem. So those are the ones I've read. That was a small stack. And I could have sworn I read The Soulmate by Sally Hepworth, but I don't have this. I need to go through and dig into all my old spreadsheets, because I started keeping spreadsheets in 2022 maybe, because I could have almost sworn I read this, but I guess I haven't. Goodreads says I have not. So I'm going to look this one up and make sure I have not read this, but there's that. Then okay, now let's get into the rest. So first we have A Happier Life by Christy Woodson Harvey. I really enjoy Christy Woodson Harvey. For the most part, there's been some that I haven't loved as well, but this one sounds so good. Women's fiction. If you love small town, Southern charm, family mysteries, or romance, this novel needs to be in your beach bag. I loved it, from Emily Giffen, which is another author I really like. So there's that. And then we've got The Loose Ends List by Carrie Firestone, a novel of firsts and lasts. It's a summer for first love, last wishes, and letting go. Maddie has big plans to spend the last months before college tying up high school loose ends alongside her best friends. Then her beloved grandmother drops 2 bombshells. Graham is dying, and she's taking her entire family on a round-the-world cruise of dreams come true. But at the end, Graham won't be returning home. So, yeah, this sounds really interesting and heartbreaking at the same time. Then this one is one I've been curious about for so long. Ask Again Yes by Mary Beth Keane. So this is, let's see, a profoundly moving novel about 2 neighboring families in a suburban town, the bond between their children, a tragedy that reverberates over 4 decades, the daily intimacies of marriage, and the power of forgiveness. So that sounds like a lot of stuff. This is about Francis and Brian, 2 rookie cops in the NYPD living next to each other outside the city. What happens behind closed doors in both houses, the loneliness of Francis's wife Lena and the instability of Brian's wife Anne set the stage for explosive events to come. So I have heard some stuff about this, so we're going to see what I think. Then we've got this one. I did not realize how big this is. Betting on You by Lynn Painter. So I haven't read this author at all yet, but I've been interested. So the first time Bailey meets Charlie, he's the worst. While moving to Omaha after her parents' sudden divorce, Bailey finds herself trapped for 10 hours with a cynical and obnoxiously opinionated stranger, the polar opposite of her careful, well-behaved, cheery temperament. So imagine her surprise when years later, Charlie turns out to be her co-worker at her new job. But this time around, they find themselves talking comfortably and even laughing. Still, they agree they can't stand each other, and when they witness two of their co-workers flirting, their commentary on the moment spirals into a bet. Charlie insists that members of the opposite sex can't be just friends, and Bailey is determined to prove him wrong. Amidst all their bickering and playful banter, Charlie works to deflect the feelings he's developed for Bailey. He's terrified to lose her if his crush becomes known, and what doesn't help his agenda is Bailey and Charlie fake dating in order to disrupt the annoying pleasantries between Bailey's mom and her new boyfriend. Soon, what Charlie was hoping to avoid becomes reality as Bailey starts to see him as not only a friend, but someone who makes her hands shake and heart race. But Charlie has a secret that involves Bailey and another bet Charlie may have made. I hate that, but can the two make a real go of things, or has Charlie's secret doomed them before they can start? So we'll see. I really don't love miscommunication or lack of communication, but hopefully this is done well. Then we have Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. So I actually have a whole vlog of reading all of Alice Feeney's backlist, so I need to catch up. This says, when bad things happen to good people, sometimes good people have to do bad things. And that's all I want to know about it. I've heard, I think she almost always has unreliable narrators. And this says, 20 years after a baby is stolen from a stroller, a woman is killed. The two crimes are somehow linked and spark a mystery within 3 suspects, 2 murders, and 1 victim. I'm going to stop. I think it's about an older lady. But I don't know. I don't want to go any further because I don't want to spoil myself. Then we have The Drowning Woman by Robin Harding. So this is a deliciously twisted story of friendship, retribution, and betrayal about a homeless woman fleeing a dangerous past and the wealthy society wife she saves from drowning, who pulls her into a dark web of secrets and lies. So again, with thrillers, I don't like to know a whole lot, so that's where we're going with that. I have really liked Robin Harding in the past. I know some people have hit and miss opinions about her, but so far so good for me. Then we have Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven, maybe? Everyone thinks they know Libby Strout, the girl once dubbed America's fattest teen, but no one's taken the time to look past her weight to get to know who she really is. Since her mom's death, she's been picking up the pieces in the privacy of her home, dealing with her heartbroken father and her own grief. Now Libby's ready for high school, for new friends, for love, and for every possibility life has to offer. I know the part I want to play here at MVB High. I want to be the girl who can do anything. Everyone thinks they know Jack Maslin, too. Yeah, he's got swagger, but he's also mastered the art of fitting in. What no one knows is that Jack has a secret. He can't recognize faces, which this is synesthesia, I think, which Catherine Sinner wrote about, and I really like that. I really like that book, and it's really interesting to me. Even his own brothers are strangers to him. He's the guy who can re-engineer and rebuild anything, but he can't understand what's going on with the inner workings of his own brain. So he tells himself, play it cool, be charming, be hilarious, don't get too close to anyone, until he meets Libby. When the two get tangled up in a cruel high school game, which lands them in group counseling, Libby and Jack are both angry and then surprised because the more time they spend together, the less alone they feel. Because sometimes when you meet someone, it changes the world, theirs and yours. This sounds really sweet. Again, an older book. Then we have, let's see, I lost the buddy to this one. Here it is. We've got Firestorm and Mind Games by Nancy Mell. So Nancy Mell is a Christian fiction thriller writer that I've really wanted to try. So this is the books 1 and 2 in the Kaylee Quinn Profiler series about an FBI behavioral analyst. And so I don't know. I'm really interested. Like I said, I have wanted to try this author for a really long time, so now I can. Then another one, Laura actually messaged me about this a long time ago. We have The Sweet Tea B&B by Rachel Hannah. So I read something by Rachel Hannah recently that I really liked. It was the first one I've read from her, and so she asked if I wanted this one. This is a short little thing. It says, Kate never felt like she fit in, but she never let it stop her from pursuing her dreams. When her life takes a turn she never expects, she finds herself facing the choice of a lifetime. Mia is a true Southern belle. When her mother passes away, she starts rebuilding her life by running Sweet Tea B&B, her mother's beloved inn. When two lives, goodness, I can't read, cross paths in the most unusual way, will family bonds run deep or break hearts. So Southern women's fiction with clean romance and a small town feel. Sounds great. I don't know. Laura, I've talked to Laura about most of these, but so I know why she doesn't like it, but yeah, it's going to be a quick read. Then we have The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walter, maybe. It's all fun and games until someone loses their heart. When Meredith Fox lost her sister Claire 18 months ago, she shut everyone out. But this summer, she's determined to join the world again. The annual family vacation to Martha's Vineyard seems like the perfect place to reconnect. Her entire extended family is gathering for a big summer wedding. And although Meredith is dateless after being unexpectedly dumped, she's excited to participate in the traditional Fox family game of Assassin that will take place during the week of the wedding festivities. Claire always loved the game, and Meredith is determined to honor her legacy. But when Meredith forms an alliance with a cute groomsman, she finds herself getting distracted. Meredith tries to focus on the game and win it for her sister, but she can't help falling for him. And as the week progresses, she realizes she's not only at risk of losing the game, but also her heart. And I am not opposed to reading summer books in the winter. In fact, I kind of like to read like the opposite season, just because here in the Midwest, we experience every season so fully. Like, it gets cold and it gets hot. And so experiencing the other makes me feel like I'm kind of breaking out of it for a minute. So the fact that I just got this in November feels okay. Then this one I'm actually just about to start, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. So another author that I've been really curious about. And this is a hot one-night stand and an unexpected pregnancy lead a young woman to someone she can depend on, from the viral TikTok author of Next of Kin and Next to You. So Wynn McNulty has always been wildly independent and not want to be coddled for her limb difference. Wynn has spent most of her life trying to prove that she can do it all on her own with some minor adjustments. She's done just fine. Hooking up at a costume party with the incredibly charming Beau changes everything. Wynn finds herself pregnant and decides to keep the baby, while Beau is surprisingly elated to step up to the plate. Wynn is unsure whether she can handle this new challenge. Together, they decide to get to know each other as friends and nothing more while they embark on this parenting journey together. But as they both should know by now, life rarely goes according to plan. So I love kind of coming into motherhood stories. So I hope this is great. Then we have All Too Well by Corinne Michaels. This is just gorgeous. I hope I like it. For as long as I can remember, Lachlan West has been my brother's best friend and the love of my life. Trouble is, he kissed me 4 years ago and then never spoke to me again. So I think this whole series has Taylor Swift titles. Is that correct? I can't remember, but let me know. I have not liked Corinne Michaels in the past because she's just kind of a steamy new adult person, but I hope this is different. It sounds sweet. I love Brother's Best Friend. Please let it be good. Then we have The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So this is public radio co-hosts navigate mixed signals in this sparkling romantic comedy debut. So I think the audio of this is really good. Is that true? I'll probably try it that way, but I'm interested. Then this is another author. So Laura loves T.I. Lowe, and this gosh, I'm blanking on the name of the book that I just read in the video where I read like Laura. And I thought that was pretty good. I was interested enough to keep reading T.I. Lowe. So this night not only marked the end of the drought, but also the end of the long-held secret we kept hidden under the magnolias. This is Magnolia, South Carolina, 1980. Austin's barely a teenager when her mama dies, giving birth to twins, leaving her to pick up the pieces while holding her 6 siblings together and doing her best to stop her daddy from retreating into his personal darkness. Scratching out a living on the family's tobacco farm is as tough as it gets. When a few random acts of kindness help to ease the Fosters' hardships, Austin finds herself relying on some of Magnolia's most colorful citizens for friendship and more, but it's next to impossible to hide the truth about the goings-on at Nolia Farms, at Austin's desperate attempts to save face and her desperate attempts to save face all but break her. Just when it seems she might have something more waiting for her with the son of a wealthy local family who she's crushed on for years, her father makes a choice that will crack wide open the family's secrets and lead to a public reckoning. There are consequences for loving a boy like Vance Cumberland, and there's also freedom in the truth. So I hope this is good. I'm excited to give her another shot. Then just a few more, guys. We have The Wrong Quarterback by C.R. Jane, another really pretty one. And this is obviously going to be a football romance. A star quarterback plays for keeps in the first book of a seductive dark romance series from the author of The Pucking Wrong Number. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't typically love dark romance, but we'll see. 2 years ago, an accident shattered Casey's world. Now college promises a new beginning, a chance to truly breathe again and leave her past behind, with the exception of Gray Andrews. Through it all, Gray has been her lifeline, her hope for a happy future, the only guy she's ever wanted until she sees him. Parker Davis is everyone's fantasy. He's a star football player, painfully good-looking and charming as sin. Casey more than understands his appeal. What she doesn't get is why the Tennessee Tigers quarterback is interested in a quiet freshman nerd like her. But for whatever reason, Parker wants Casey to be his girl. He says she's his end game, and he's not taking no for an answer. So, I don't know. This is going to push me out of my comfort zone, but I love football romances. So, this one. So I posted a picture of all these books on Patreon for my patrons to see and kind of weigh in on what I should start with. And they almost all said The Best Worst Thing by Lauren Oakey. So this is an arc, and this says, from a stunning new voice in romance, an intimate story about starting over, second chances, and two people who cannot help falling in love into each other's orbit once again. All things considered, Nicole has a pretty amazing life. At least that's what she tells herself. She's got a beautiful house, successful fertility podcast, and a perfect husband. The only thing that's less than ideal is her years-long struggle with infertility. So that's why I got this, is because infertility is something that hits close to home for us, and is just something that is fascinating to me. And again, I love hearing people's journeys into parenthood. So I'm stopping there, and I hope this is good. I put a hold on the audio for it. So I think I'll probably try it that way, just because I haven't had a ton of time to physically read lately, but we'll see. And then, is this last? I think so. Tell Me 3 Things by Julie Buxbaum. So this is old, but it says, here are 3 things about this book. It's sweet and funny and romantic. The mystery at the heart of the story will keep you turning the pages, and I have a feeling you'll be very happy you read it. That's by Jennifer E. Smith, which I read, The Statistical Probability of Falling in Love at First Sight, and I think I liked it. But tell me 3 things I don't know about you, besides your name and, well, everything else. And they said, okay, I make a killer grilled cheese. If you met me even a year ago, I was a totally different person. I don't know. I may keep this one to myself. Come on, you keep everything to yourself. Number 3 is I like you, and then I like you too. So, yeah, this sounds cute. So, that's everything. Thanks, Laura, / kind of a sarcastic thanks, Laura, because now my goal for getting down to 300 books on my unread TBR is smashed. But I'm so grateful for her. Honestly, I'm joking, saying thanks, but thanks. I just am so grateful for her friendship, for her channel, for her books, for everything about her. If you guys don't know her, she is a joy to watch and to know, and she's just wonderful. So go check her out below, and yeah. Stay tuned for my November stats and standouts, and I will tell you how badly this crushed my goal for getting down to 300, or maybe it didn't. Maybe I've been reading like crazy. So that's it. Thank you again for watching. Which one do you guys think I should prioritize? Which one or ones should I prioritize? That's it. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye. Well, hi, I completely forgot to do the unhaul portion of this video, so let's go ahead and do that. It's now the next day, and I was about to edit, and I was like, uh-oh. But this is only 3 books, so it's gonna be really quick. Call the Midwife. I talked about my feelings in this in my weekly wrap-up. I am gonna pass this on. Same with Summer Love by Nancy Thayer, and Never Over by Claire Gilmore. This one will go on Pengo because it is a brand new book of the month copy. I listened to it on audio, didn't even open it, didn't even like it. So now that's it. That's it for the November in and out. Yeah, not a great balance this month, but that's okay. So we'll see you in the next one for real. Thank you for watching.